Hey guys, and welcome to DNA Comics and Collectibles YouTube page. Today we're starting off the channel with Episode 1, Venom. Before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe so we can keep you updated as we continue to post more episodes. Now let's get the show on the road as we discuss Eddie Brock's Venom. To start at the beginning, we need to go back to September of 1986. In an issue of Web of Spider-Man number 18. Peter Parker was pushed in front of the subway train. Almost more importantly, however, is the fact that this occurs without Peter's spider sense to warn him. Though we never see the individual's face, all we can see is the hand that pushes him. Next we go to March of 1987, roughly 6 months later, in this issue of Web of Spider-Man number 24. Peter is scaling the side of a building. As he's climbing, we see a hand grab Peter by the ankle and cause him to fall. Again, there's no spider sense to warn him, and the identity of the individual is still unknown. In March of 1988, there are two things to mention in Amazing Spider-Man number 298. We get to see the first Todd McFarlane Spider-Man and the cameo appearance of Mr. Eddie Brock. The following month in April, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 299. Eddie Brock terrorizes Mary Jane. While on the last page is the cameo appearance of Venom. Now in May of 1988, we have the 25th anniversary issue of Amazing Spider-Man number 300. This cover is such an iconic cover that it has inspired so many covers throughout the years. In this issue, Venom has his first full appearance. Now let's talk about Venom's first full comic cover, Amazing Spider-Man number 316. This cover is a perfect example of McFarlane's iconic artwork. However, if Venom started to dominate the scene in Spidey's comics in the late 80s, we have to point out his video game debut in 1990. Venom was the final battle in The Amazing Spider-Man on Nintendo's Game Boy. Now you know you can't bring up the 90s without mentioning the iconic Spider-Man, the animated series cartoon on Fox. You know it was only a matter of time before this popular character debuted to continue his legacy. That's when you know you hit big when you get your own action figure. So far we've seen Eddie Brock's comic debut, game debut, and even his cartoon debut. Now let's talk about Venom's first solo series. In 1993, Venom starred in a 6-issue series, Venom, Lethal Protector. Guess who finally hit the big screen? In 2007, he officially debuted in Hollywood, starring in Spider-Man 3. Eddie Brock was played by that 70s show star, Topher Grace. Spider-Man 3 ended up grossing over $894 million. 11 years later, Venom gets rebooted by Tom Hardy. The first movie in the brand grossed over $856 million. Then in 2021, Eddie Brock returns to the sequel, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. While not bringing in as much success as its predecessors, this movie grossed $507 million. Well, that wraps up this episode for Eddie Brock's Venom. Stay tuned for more, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching our DNA Comics and Collectibles YouTube channel. As Stan the Man would say, "'Nuff said."